All right, guys. A couple of you guys told me that you needed a little bit of a deeper dissecting of this Samantha Lee Tyrese Gibson failed marriage thing. So there are a couple of parts in the video that I really want to point out after rewatching the video again and having to digest the information. So we're just going to react to it again. This won't be a longer video at all, but I'm just going to point out a few things that a lot of you guys really, really need to pay attention to. Okay. So let's go.
We can talk about it, Lord. Certain things I ain't gonna say, but I'm open to my perspectives. Oh, absolutely.
I want listen, I just want you to say whatever you feel comfortable saying tonight
Okay,
because that's what's going to help free the people.
that's right.
Because this is what I want to know. Let's start right here.
Mhm.
Because obviously we promote healthy relationships. We don't want divorce.
Right.
But at the end of the day, sometimes that's the option that you have to go about
Mhm.
taking just for your own peace,
Right.
and your own happiness at some point. But some parts of me, even as a man, is a bit concerned about whether or not it's my partner's going to be so focused on happiness that we're not going to be able to weather hard times,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And people can just bow out
Mhm.
and opt out of divorce because they just don't want to go through those trenches and those pits
I get that.
that you inevitably go through in marriage. So, how did you know that divorce was the right option
Mhm.
for you in your relationship?
So I
So this interviewer, he asked her a lot of one thing I don't like about the way he asks questions is they're very leading, right? Like, what do you mean it was the right option? We already established, like from jump, that Tyrese, the two biggest things that's going to cause a woman to actually divorce is going to be either domestic violence or it's going to be some kind of extramarital affair. It's one of those two things. Other than that, there's practically no other reason why women should divorce, or if he just completely neglects her, like he just abandons her and just moves to a different country or moves to a different state. Okay, those three things, sure, you can divorce. But we've already established that none of that happened. We already established the fact that Tyrese, and if they were doing their homework, they already established the fact that Tyrese already was trying to already fight for the marriage. We established all that, right? So what I don't like about this interviewer is the fact that he's leading her into like a soft landing. That's what I don't like. He's leading already. Like the way he asked the question, what made you believe that divorce was the right option for you? Divorce is never the right option unless it's those three things. And we already established the fact that none of those three things happen. Like divorce is just never the right option, especially when you have kids involved. This is not the right, just is not the right option. Guys, one thing I will always tell you guys is that marriage is between three three people, the man, the woman, and God. You choose to break that, bruh. There are some spiritual consequences that you have got to answer to. And that's what a lot of people are missing. All right. But we're gonna carry on and see what she's got to say.
I, first off, what I want to say in general, we know that women file for divorce more often than
Yeah, we
not.
know that.
I think a lot of times we do it out of hurt, out of anger, unforgiveness. And you covered this with Dr. Spirit, which shout out to you, sis. I love you.
Shout out to Dr. Spirit.
But it's a lot of unforgiveness. And
See, this is the part. This is another part that kills me about people that choose to get divorced. This is another part that kills me big time. Okay. All right. What people fail to realize when it comes to marriage is this: marriage is supposed to be a representation between the relationship you have with God, right? It's supposed to be a representation of that. Like your whole life, your relationship with God. That's the way marriage is supposed to be looked at, right? Your whole life, you've been sinning. Your whole life, you've been doing wrong. Your whole life, you've been rebellious. Your whole life, you've been doing all kinds of stuff. Your whole life in your college years, you was open up your legs, letting anybody get in. Your whole life, you never prayed. Your whole life, what I'm saying, you were just rebellious. Your whole life. And God never, ever, ever just said, you know what? Nah, I'm done with this chick. I'm done with this chick. And if you notice what she said is, it's about unforgiveness. So this is the same lady that claims to be a Christian. She expects God to forgive her. Well, this man is actually fighting to keep the marriage, but you chose not to forgive him. See the double standard? I keep trying to tell y'all it's a double standard out here.
And that unforgiveness, if it's left unforgiven, turns into bitterness. And that bitterness can build a fence. And that fence becomes very hard to feel when you build that wall up.
Mm.
And I think that of course I won't go into specifics about what happened or why it happened.
See, that's the problem right there. That is, that's the problem. That's the problem. She will not go into details as to what happened. But that's everything. That's everything. What do you mean you're not gonna, lady? What do you mean you're not gonna get into specifics? We already know it wasn't for the major threes, which I already alluded to earlier in the video. It wasn't because of any of that. But I think the reason why she does not want to say what it is because she knows she's gonna be looking real stupid out here in these streets. You got divorced because of what? Right? If she actually said with her own mouth that, you know what, this is the reason why we got divorced, I think she would not be able to live that down. She's already looking stupid, but if she actually confessed, notice that she's been real open about everything except the actual reason why she chose to pull the plug on her family. And that's the one thing she will go to her grave before she lets anybody know about that, right? The hypocrisy.
Um, but I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I've had a therapist for a very long time, so loved ones, people that's
Guys, I'm gonna tell you something right now. This is the one thing that pisses me off the most, right? If this pisses me off so much, right? What do you mean wise counsel? See, when women say they're looking for wise counsel, what that simply means is they are looking for people or anybody that's going to take their side to give them any reason to leave. Just give me one. I just need one reason. So all the stuff that she's talking about, wise counsel, the only counsel you need when it comes to marriage is the Bible. That's it. That's the only counsel you need. Because at the end of the day, if you have, and guys, this is another reason why I tell you guys to stay away from these damn therapists. Because at the end of the day, a therapist has their own baggage. They have their own history, right? They have their own perceptions, right? These are just people you can go to a class, for a few hours and then just get a certificate and charge people money. Therapists do not help at all. Counsel do not, they don't help. And most therapists are women. So it's like the blind leading the blind. That's not gonna work. You see what I'm saying? So the point I'm trying to make is, look, when women say, wise counsel and all that, the only count, listen to yourself first. But above that, you got to listen to the Bible because who created marriage? God. And what did he say? All right.
support you. You want to make sure sure that you are involving in that decision making, a very calculated decision based upon your belief systems, um, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, like giving them the information decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually.
Yeah.
Admit, I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have.
Mm.
That's me looking back on it. Because I would never tell. I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame?
Happened or why it happened. Um, but I will say that it's very important for you to
I
seek
want to
wise
rewind that
counsel.
for a
I've
reason,
had a
though.
therapist for a very long time. So loved ones, people that support you, you want to make sure that you are involving in that decision making. And you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision.
Y'all heard what she said? You have to decide. You have to decide what's best for you. You have to decide. You have to decide and make a calculated decision. Now, here's a question I got to ask you guys, right? When have you ever known a woman to make a calculated decision? Oh, they'll make a calculation when it comes to that money. Oh, they'll calculate real good. But when it comes to divorce, it's typically just emotional. Just emotional. It's calculated in the sense that it's not calculated in a good sense. Well, but they know how to calculate that money though, and how much approximately how much they're gonna be making. Or they're gonna bring that calculation real quick, right? But as far as divorce is concerned, it is completely emotional with these ladies, right? You notice she said you, meaning she. You have to decide whether or not this is best for you. Who gets to decide if a marriage is good for a person? Is it a man? Is it a woman? Or is it God?
Um, Based upon your belief systems, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, them the information, and then making the best decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually, and I'll
Yeah.
admit I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have.
So this is what for you guys who don't quick background on this chick, right? She has a podcast right now teaching men and women how to do better in relationships. She especially teaches men how to avoid women like her. Help this, please help it make sense. Help this shit make sense to me. This shit don't make no sense to me. This is a woman that rented her home, but yeah, she's gonna teach men how to avoid women like her. Make this make sense. Make it make sense.
Mm.
That's me looking back on it. Because I would never tell. I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying
Mm.
on the phone
Watch this.
with my attorney. That was
Oh,
not the
wow.
person I
hell
should have been on.
no. So this lady is she's just giving like game, man. She's giving some good game to everybody. Listen, she said that she was hysterically crying while she was on the phone with her attorney. But then she also said that this is not something that should be taken lightly. Oh, she's right. Clearly, she didn't take it lightly. Clearly, she did not take divorce lightly. But she was also extremely very calculating, and not in a good sense. Not calculating in a good sense. She was calculating in something that was going to benefit her. So, listen, what do you think a lawyer is going to, what was she thinking that a lawyer was actually going to tell her? Oh, no, go back to your man, this and that, like it's going to be better, this and that. No, no. A lawyer is there to make money and to feed his family. Lawyer don't care about you. He does not care about your happiness. He does not care about your child. The last person, I mean, she over there thinking she's smart. She's just giving, she's just revealing stuff that like most people didn't even know. Why would you be crying on the phone talking to your attorney? So that what that basically means is you have thought it through. And you notice she said that she was angry, but she will not say what she was angry about. But be that as it may, she had thought it through. She thought it through. She let it digest and everything. Wait until this guy was out of town, Tyrese, the husband, working, trying to support and provide. And then she called the attorney. And then she moved out. What was she thinking the attorney was going to say? What was she thinking? That the attorney was going to give her a soft pillow and say, oh, baby, it's going to be okay. No, the attorney was going to gas you up and tell her, no, if it's not working, you just need to go, period. The attorney does not care. And what do attorneys do? Like I told you guys on yesterday's stream, I said, attorneys, when they see a fat cow, they're going to call their boys. And everybody's going to eat off that. That's why Tyrese's bill is so high. His lawyer fees are so high because she hired 3 different lawyers. So she planned this stuff. It's not coincidence that she chose to move out. It's not coincidence that she chose to move out when he was out of town. It's not coincidence, guys. It's just not. Oh, she was planning this stuff. It is not coincidence at all. She waited for the perfect time and all that stuff she told about she crying on the phone. I don't believe that crap. Oh, she planned this stuff. This is what I tell you guys. Once you have a child with a woman in the United States, you have no leverage anymore. You're done. You're done for. I don't care how rich you are. I don't care how rich you are. The moment you have a child with a woman in the United States, you've lost control of your life. Basically. Unless you are a heartless, stone cold killer, bruh, I'm trying to tell you right now. If you have a child with a woman and you are rich, bruh, you've lost control. You've lost all control, period.
Move on with when, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway,
Big conversation.
and I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated.
Mm.
We can be intoxicated with our emotions. And I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person.
I've heard this stuff so many times. I guess women think that they're demonstrating strength by telling us, well, telling the world that they're very emotional. No, that just makes you look weak. It just makes you look, it just makes you it makes you look real basic. Like you like notice what she said. I'm emotionally led. Emotional intoxication. I mean that those are some serious words. So you would make an emotional decision, right? That's going to affect 3 people for the rest of for life. This is a basic woman, y'all. She basic. You made a decision that's going to affect your child. What? She wasn't even thinking about her child. She wasn't thinking about her child. Guys, listen. Once a woman has secured the bag, right? Once a woman has secured the bag, in her mind, she doesn't need the man anymore. It's the same thing that happened when legislation was formed against the family. When they said, okay, we're going to give you when the government said, okay, we're going to give you food stamps, we're going to give you Section 8 housing and all that good stuff. But if we catch that man in that house, you out of there. Guys, it's the same thing going on over here. Same exact thing. Nothing, nothing different. The moment she secured the bag, when she got that child support from Tyrese, at that point, she made the calculation that she wants out. Tyrese may not have known, but the whole time he was giving her breakfast in bed, he was showering her with love. He was giving her rose petals. Man, the whole time she was like, man, I can't wait to leave this thing. I can't wait to leave this dude, man. Because women get bored real quick. And you know what's funny? They act like we don't get bored neither. Women talk about, yeah, they just want different things, different experiences with different men. They act like we don't. They act like we want the same lame ass, you know what, box. They act like we don't have options neither. Oh, we got options. We just choose to stay and bear with it. But not a woman. Like I keep trying to tell y'all, a woman will make an emotional decision in a split second that will affect your life, especially when kids are involved. Notice, I want y'all to notice this. Notice we didn't see none of this happen before the child was born. As soon as the child was born, here we go, comes a drama. Yeah, this not working out, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And what I find really telling is the fact that Tyrese was paying this woman $30,000 a year to take care of his child that she chose to take. He was paying her $30,000 a year for 2 years. That wasn't enough, though. That wasn't enough. If you go back and watch the video, she said that, like, if I had to do it all over again, right? Like she said that she was really in an emotional state. Okay, the question I have now is, at what point did she get back to rational? At what point did she get back to rational? Because she couldn't have been bitter at Tyrese. She couldn't have, because he was still paying. But at what point did she get so rational that she decided, you know what, I need $20,000 a year, sorry, a month? She went from emotional to rational. That's cool. But at what point was she so rational that she said, you know what, based on the math, this child needs $20,000 a month, even though you came into this marriage with absolutely nothing? Guys, I keep trying to tell y'all, if they cannot get you with child support, sorry, if they can't get you with prenup, if they can't get you with alimony, they're gonna get you with child support. Like I keep trying to warn y'all, listen, it is not the marriage you need to be afraid of. It is the children. Because children, you've lost all kinds of control with that. All kinds of control. An interesting stat, 90% of the time, the children go with the mother. And they know this. Oh, they know this.
I'm very passionate, but I would never tell somebody when they're that emotional. But
Yeah, you did though.
of course, and I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage, or for reconciliation. And that's not.
So that tells me, notice what she said. She wasn't talking to somebody or people that were for marriage. So why the hell are you even talking to them in the first place? Why are you even talking to them in the first place? If these are people that are not for marriage, so why are you even confiding in them, telling them about your business? Why do they have to know anything about your business? Why? This woman's, she is gold. She is gold to us. She is gold to us, to social media influence. Oh, she's gold. She gold because she just keep talking. And we're gonna analyze and dissect every goddamn thing she's saying. Guys, ladies like this are a trap. They're like a honey trap. Look real good. When Tyrese married her, he was like, man, she don't want nothing from me, this and that, blah, blah, blah. But what he forgot to realize was child support. That's the part. That's the part. Why would you invite anybody into your life that is not for marriage? Why would you be speaking to anybody about your marriage who are not for marriage? So, in other words, you're trying to save your marriage by talking to haters. Help that make sense. Somebody explain how that makes any kind of sense. You trying to save your marriage by talking to haters. Oh, we gonna keep going. We gonna roast that ass.
No slight to my, you know,
No, it's
The
attorney.
current
things. It's not.
friends.
Yeah, it has nothing. There's no that. It not the friends, but I'm home my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time, and that
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch that? It was something that was said to me. It was something that was said to me that hurt me. And that's what precipitated the divorce. Something that was said precipitated the divorce. That's it. That's all it takes. That's all it took. And she gonna act as if she hasn't said things to Tyrese that haven't hurt him or haven't pissed him off. Just this is what I keep trying to tell y'all. Just give women like this, just give them a reason. Give them a reason. You want to say? Give women like this a reason, and they gone. Just give them a reason, they gone. Once they secure the bag, they have a child, they gone.
so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. I was emotional. I was hysterical. And so, if anything, if I could take anything from that and advise somebody,
Are y'all catching these little things that she says? Are y'all catching these little things? All it took was for him to say one bad thing to her. That's all it took. All Tyrese said was one bad thing. Made her livid. Made her call the attorney. Made her file for divorce. That's all it took. That's all it took.
else, because I don't want families to be torn apart.
Yeah.
It would be that if you
Hey, stop flipping houses.
Anywhere from 80 to 135K.
Maybe, just maybe,
you're that hurt and you're like that emotional about someone, that's not a lack of love. Like the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference.
Yeah, she go trying to be smart.
It's
like we give a
void
shit
of
about all
love,
that
void
bullshit.
of feelings.
There she go trying to be smart. Y'all see that shit? Indifferent. Nobody give a damn about that girl. She over there trying to be smart, trying to teach us something. The opposite of hate is not that blah, blah, love is not hate. It's indifferent. We know that. And we're going trying to be smart. Yeah. Bruh, guys, listen. Do not, you know this little bullshit she's saying? Listen, guys, listen. Never listen to what a woman says. Observe what they do. That's my mantra. Never ever listen to what a woman says. Observe what she does. Period. And one thing I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I hope it sinks in. Listen to me and listen to me real good. Listen. All women are descendants of Eve. They got that nature in them. They got that nature in them. This woman is a direct descendant of Eve. Ain't no doubt about that shit. Direct descendant. Direct. And notice with all this counseling, I noticed another thing with counseling and everything. When women go to counselors, it's not that they're looking to save the marriage. That's not it. They're trying to do two things. Number one, they're looking for any reason to leave. That's number one. Number two, the second reason is this. They're looking to pass on the responsibility to somebody else. That's it. You go back to that to the garden. What did everybody do? Both Adam and Eve. As soon as God caught them, what did women do? Oh, it was a serpent. And what did Adam say? Oh, it was a woman. Right? Everybody wants to pass blame to everybody else. It's the same thing with women, especially with this woman. She was looking for just anybody to pass the blame to. Notice she hasn't really taken full accountability to what she did. It was people talking her into her head. We're talking stuff into her ear. Notice that. I wouldn't have listened. I should have, blah, 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 blah. No. This ain't had nothing to do with them. This is something that you always wanted. And they were just there to give you that final push. That's it. Notice, if she was really, really, for real, trying to save her marriage and really trying to work it out, she wouldn't have been talking to those other haters. She says they were haters. She said that these people were not for marriage. That's what she said. They are not for marriage. But yet she felt it necessary to go talk to them for marriage advice. They ain't gonna say nothing good. They're not gonna say nothing good. Not at all.
And so if I'm that emotional and I'm that hurt and I'm like on that level where I'm just like, I can't stop thinking and I'm just obsessing over why I am hurt. If it's misguided and misdirected, it can go in a bad direction. And so I think that with that being said, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And I made a decision like, well, I'm so angry. I'm so hurt. And, this is, and I'm just like, forget it, like, never mind. Like, I need to be done with this. This is horrible. You just ruminating on all the negative things and not focused on any of the positive things. I posted a reel, and I mean this. I really mean this. There was a guy who was talking about that before he decided to marry his wife, he had said or had told his wife that he needed to choose the people that would speak to her in her most emotional moments.
Mm.
And it was people that would be for the relationship.
Right.
And I know a lot of people had different kind of like comments about the person and everything like that. But the message of what he was saying for me resounds true, because the people I had in my ear at the time were not for that.
Let me ask you this, because I think that's such a good point. Like, when you're even in that spot where
this guy.
Yes.
you're in the pit of your relationship.
Dude.
Yes.
Here he go trying to lead again. Here this go. That's a great point. Fuck you mean that's a great point? Ain't nothing she said make any kind of sense. What you mean? Like, yeah, that's a great point. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I know, bruh. I know you gotta run your little podcast. I get it. You gotta run your podcast. You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta make it palatable for people to come back. So when they come back, they know that okay, it's gonna be a soft landing spot, bruh. If I ever get that big, bruh, whoever comes on my podcast, they already know. They already know I'm about it. I'm gonna ask you the real questions, the real juicy questions. We're not playing no games. Listen, this whole interview, was just a soft landing for this chick. Soft. You know what they're talking about? That's such a great point. Such a great point. She ain't said not one thing that makes any kind of sense. Not nothing.
Have people who are pro marriage, pro relationship, pro your current
100%.
relationship
100%.
to be able to help, you know, as much as possible,
100%.
make the best decision to keep the marriage going.
Yeah.
When everybody may not have access to that counsel. So let me ask you this. If we can go back and if I were able somehow to insulate you with a pro marriage, pro relationship community, do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Not that time.
Bruh, listen, there is no excuse. I'm not trying to hear nothing. I'm not trying to hear a goddamn thing. Listen, y'all got married. This was a traditional marriage. This lady right here, she is not young. Matter of fact, how old is this chick? Hold on. Let me see real quick. How old is this chick? How old is Samantha Lee? Tyrese ex-wife. Hold up, y'all. I'm just trying to see how old she is. Oh, she's 33. Child, please. Child, please. She old enough to know she is not a kid. When she got married to Tyrese, she was 30 or a little bit over 30. Bottom line, this is a traditional marriage. She knew the difference. She knew the covenant. She knew all that. She gave marriage vows in a traditional way. She knew. So all this other stuff where I wouldn't have, I didn't know, and all this is some bullshit. This is just straight up. That's just some bullshit. Straight up and down, just some bullshit. I'm not even trying to hear that shit. If you get married in a church, you know what's up. You know what's up. You know that this is a covenant between man, wife, God. You knew this. She knew this. So all the stuff that she's trying to come up, she's trying to come off all civil and stuff, all rational and all, all pretty and innocent, bro. I am not believing any of this. None of this whatsoever. She knew.
Okay.
I don't know what would have happened. Oh, I've never said this publicly.
No, this is what we do.
This is a Harley
This is
initiated exclusive, baby.
Delano,
Hey,
Delano,
nothing funny
you
about
should
none of
know
this.
this one, okay?
Hey, nothing funny about none of this.
No, actually, no.
Ain't nothing funny about none
I
of
want to
this.
deny myself. I want to deniability.
The hell's so funny?
Yeah,
Ain't
no,
nothing funny about it.
The truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that
There
decision.
she goes.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And
What did I just say 10 minutes ago? She passing blame to somebody else. That's what women do. They just pass the blame to somebody else. No, you made that decision. They were just there to just push you right along to what you already wanted to do. Whoever was in your ear, no, you made that decision. If I had other people, nope, you made that decision. No, they may have influenced you at the end of the day when you decide to open up and tell them, look, this is what I'm really trying to do. But trust and believe, if you would have stuck by your man and said, you know what, nah, I'm gonna stick it out, they would have shut right up. But no, you wanted to do that. Don't be trying to pass the blame to somebody else. Talking about if I had different people in my ear, I wouldn't have done it. You mean? Nope. You decided to do that. Nobody forced you. Nobody forced you. And once again, it's so funny that you did that when your man Tyrese was out working, when he wasn't going to talk you off the ledge. Yep.
That's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that I was
You always be talking all vague and stuff.
Women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person.
We know
People that
that.
know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like a lot.
Y'all catch it? Y'all catch that? I can do all that. Did y'all catch that? Who does that remind you of? Who does that remind you of? Jeezy's soon-to-be ex-wife, Kamara Lee Simmons. They're always emotional. They're always feisty. They always fire. Always look at her. She'll be looking all emotional, all calm and stuff. Nah, baby. There's a difference There's a difference between looking at a woman from the outside in than inside out. It is completely different when you're living with a fiery woman. What does the Bible say? It is better to go live in the rooftop than to live in the same house with a quarrelsome woman. This woman right here, nah, she's a quarrelsome. She said it. All that. Do y'all catch that? That means she's very emotional. She's very fiery. She has a temper. All the stuff that she's doing, and plus she has Spanish, and Spanish women are known to be really fiery. They're known to be really fiery. You see what I'm saying? So y'all got to catch the little things that they say. Women aren't that smart. They really aren't that smart. Like I keep trying to tell y'all dudes, man. Like, listen, women aren't that smart. Like they'll tell you who they are if you just pay attention. Oh, they'll tell you right there. Like the real stupid ones, the women that ain't that smart, you can just see them a mile away. Like when you go to a lounge, you go to a club, you can just see them a mile away. She ain't about nothing. The ones that think they halfway smart, those are the corporate ones. They the same thing, but at least they know how to kind of respect themselves a little bit. A little bit. They know how to kind of respect themselves a little bit. They're not going to be too loud. They're not going to be, they know how to respect themselves a little bit, right? Because they got that corporate image that they're trying to portray. But if you peel back the onion just a little bit, just have a conversation with them and just poke at them just a little bit. Watch that shit come right out. Now, the ones that you really got to be worried about are women like this. Women that come off real innocent, like, hey, that's my man, that's my quote unquote king. You know what I'm saying? I'm his queen. They come off initially. Real cool. Like they come off real innocent, real pretty. And they can hide this stuff for like a year or two, right? They can hide it until you marry them, until you get them pregnant. That's it. Then you're gonna know what's up. Those are the ones that you really gotta watch. So there's three kinds of women. The women that you can see a mile away. Y'all see it when y'all just walk down the street. The regular street, just walk down the street. You can say, yeah, she ain't about nothing. She got the dirty ass weave and all. You can see it. Like she ain't about nothing. She ain't in shape. She ain't about nothing. Right? She got the BBL. She ain't about nothing. Or you get the corporate ones. You sit them down. They look all cool. They look like they got some sense. Sit their ass down and give them a few drinks. Watch that shit come right out. Just ask them some stupid questions. What's your body count? Watch that shit come right out. Just ask them dumb shit. What do you think about Trump? Watch that shit come right out. Right? But then the most insidious kinds of women, the most insidious kinds of women are women that agree with you initially. And then you think that you got to keep her. Nope, no, you don't. You do not have to keep her, bruh. Right? She's just bad. She's just buying at a time. That's it. And this is why I try to tell all y'all dudes who are worth 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, and all that good stuff, right? You, bro, if you think your money is gonna keep that woman happy, no, it's not. You just a bigger target. A bigger target. It's just gonna make the divorce messier. That's it. She's gonna leave you all the same. It's gonna take you a little longer because she's gonna definitely wait. She's gonna definitely wait to have kids. If you're smart enough to have that prenup, oh, she's smart enough to keep it cool until you have children. Until you have children. Once you have children, oh, that's your ass. That's it. Watch the hell come out of it. Just watch. So those are the kind of women that, and she reminds me of woman number 3. Initially, she was cool as hell because this is Tyrese. He's been with all kinds of women, but she trapped this dude. She's like a honeybee. She's like a honey trap, right? He over there thinking that, yo, this is my queen. Y'all seen the videos he had on TikTok and Instagram, serving up flowers, breakfast and bread and bed, taking her to all these little parties and stuff, taking her to award shows and all this, the way he held her and all that good stuff. I mean, he put this woman on the pedestal, as he should have. But what he failed to realize is, bruh, women do not like you. They like your money. It's not about you, bruh. It's not about you. It's just your turn, partner. You feel me? Right? It's not about you. It's about what? It's about your lifestyle that you can provide for her. That's it.
Not all of us, right? But some of us are. Just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that. Blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on it. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strings? What about what he's not? That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person.
There she go again, ascribing blame to somebody else. You need somebody. You need somebody. You need somebody. No, you don't. No, you don't. You just need God and the Bible. That's it. Just do what the Bible says. Just do what the Bible says. Just do what the Bible. Guys, okay. For all y'all who do not believe in the Bible and all this good stuff, y'all think, all right, the Bible is antiquated and all that. Okay, I have a question for y'all. How's your plan fucking working? How's your plan fucking working? Just look at the world today. We're all messed up. How's your plan working? In relationships, when it comes to money, when it comes to taxes, when it comes to the world, when it comes to the social media, when it comes to wars, when it comes to crime. How's your plan working? How's your plan working? You don't want to believe in God. Even now, you still don't want to believe in God. Listen, I'm actually somebody who's actually heard God's voice. How many times? 3 times in my life. Last time I heard his voice was probably a month ago. And before that, it was October 2015. Yep. Believe me, he don't talk much. But when he does talk, he's talking to make a point. Because you need to hear from him. But most of the time, 99.9% of the time, believe me, his word is him talking. His word is him talking. He talking to you. He said, okay, this is what you do. This is what you do. But women ain't trying to hear all that. When women have made up their mind, to them it's like, damn God, they're not trying to hear nothing. They've made up their mind. It's over. They have made up their mind. I'm done. I'm out of here. They're not trying to hear nothing. The only people they want to hear from are people that's going to support them or support their decision, so they can have somebody to blame, just like she's doing. That's all she's been doing. Passing the buck.
For that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding the pro marriage, right? Or somebody who's an
Sure.
advocate for marriage.
Sure,
So
sure,
if you
sure.
could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro marriage, and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having.
Yeah.
What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for me to leave this particular relationship.
Bruh, that ain't what he asked you. He ain't asked you all that. He did not ask you any of that. His specific question was simple. He said, okay, this is basically what he said. He said, okay, what did the people that were pro-marriage advising you on? That's what he said. And then she's gonna talk about, well, it had gotten to the point where, okay, then some of the people were advised that, you know what, this is beyond repair. That's a damn lie. That's a damn lie. Because when we heard Tyrese respond, he said, "Want nobody else in your ear but your mother, a divorcee. Go figure. A fellow divorcee." This is why I keep trying to tell y'all, a woman's past will destroy your future. A woman's past will destroy your future. If a woman comes from a divorce home, believe me, the chances of her divorcing you go way up. Go way up. Believe me, I've lived it. Oh, it goes way up. Oh, it goes way up. So all this stuff about that, there could not have been people that were pro-marriage that you confided in, that you actually spoke to, that would have said that this marriage is beyond repair if he was not physically abusive, if he wasn't an adulterer, or if he didn't just straight up abandon you. There is nothing. So basically what you're saying is this. None of that happened. None of that happened. But y'all were just arguing a lot. Or maybe you were the one that was arguing a lot. There could have been anybody that was pro-marriage. And Tyrese already dispelled that rumor, because he said when the two pastors, the husband and wife, came, they actually said, and I actually believe it, because this stuff happened to me. This stuff happened to me exactly. This happened to me exactly. Where the pastor said, there is nothing in this marriage that I see that could warrant divorce. There's nothing that you have said. There's nothing, I don't, this, God, I'm telling you my experience now. I'm telling you my experience. When I had my divorce and we sat down in front of the pastor literally said, because we was in a conference room. It was me, her, another lady, a female counselor in the church, and the pastor. The pastor, after hearing everything, he was like, I don't see how this warrants divorce. The pastor was literally confused. He was like, I don't get it. Like, what's the reason? And you know what my ex said? I just don't know. I don't know. That's what she said. I don't know. She could not come up with an answer. And it's the same thing with her. And this is how I know Tyrese ain't lying, because it happened to me. There's no way pastors could have come to their home, counseled them, and said, "Oh, all right, this is beyond." Even if the pastors did say, "You know what, this is beyond repair." Even if they did say that, what does the Bible say? That's all these little punk ass dudes. They would not say that, because she proclaims, and she's like, when you watch this video, she says that, you know what, she's a Christian and all that. She brings God a lot into it. He talks a lot about God and all that good stuff. But the question I have is, check this out. What did the Bible say? You put your trust in man? Like I keep trying to listen. This woman was not trying to. This woman was not trying to save her marriage. She just wasn't. Like Tyrese said, it was all about the money. That's all it was. It was all about the money, man. It was just. It was all about that. It was all about that money. You feel me? It was money, man. It was money. Listen, I keep trying to tell y'all. Listen, okay. I'll give you guys I'll give you guys an analogy. What's your favorite ice cream? What's your favorite ice cream? Your favorite ice cream is probably going to be whatever it is, right? There is nothing, or what's your favorite food? What's your favorite food? Or your favorite ice cream? Bruh, when you want that stuff, you would drive 10 miles, 20 miles to go get that food. There ain't nothing you wouldn't do for that ice cream. Nothing. There is nothing you wouldn't do for that ice cream or for that food. For me, like if I find a restaurant that knows how to make some good roti, some curry goatee, some curry goat roti, bruh, I would drive 20 miles to go get it. If a woman really wants to stay in that marriage, she would go through anything to keep that marriage. She would do anything to keep it. She would bear up. She would suffer from abuses, emotional, sometimes physical. But if she truly loves that man and she has the bigger picture, bruh, she will stay through a lot. I'm talking about a lot. Women of today, bruh, they're not built like our mothers were. They do not know how to endure through things. What they expect is things to just go smoothly the whole time. Just keep going up, keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. They are not willing to go through the cycles of life. They're not willing to do that. Even if things are going up and up and up and up and up, they will still find a way. They will still find a reason to leave. They will still find a reason. Guys, they cannot help themselves. It is what it is. This is what they do, bro. It's just what they do. How else would you explain the divorce statistics? 90% of marriages or 90% of divorces are filed by college educated women. Why do you think that is? If they're not college educated, it's 80%. It's between 70 and 80%. If they're college educated, it's 90%. Why do you think that is? That's easy. Because if they're college educated, that means they kind of sort of secured their bag. And if you've married them and you've given them kids, so now they have their kid that they've always wanted, and they got you on the hook for 30% of your salary for the next 18 to 21 years. So they got their bag, they're gonna get it back from you, and they got their child. They never wanted you. They wanted what you could provide for them, either financial or legacy.
relationship.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me. It was my loved ones. It's my therapist. You know, I had people that were like, you know, it's time. This is not the best decision for you to remain in.
Here we go. Here we go with these fucking therapists, man. Here we go with these goddamn therapists. I keep trying to tell y'all, stay away from these damn therapists. They don't know your marriage, nor do they care. Why would you listen to somebody that's not in any way invested in your marriage, other than the little $100 to $200 an hour that you're gonna give them? Guys, let me fill you in on a little secret. If you know this woman, if you're a therapist and you want this woman to keep coming back, guess what? Whose side are you going to be on? Are you going to be on her side or the husband's side? You want this woman to keep coming back. Guess what? The therapist is going to say whatever he or she has to say for you to keep coming back. They don't care about you. Therapist is going to talk about, well, yeah, this is not the best. This is not the best. You're a Christian. What did God say? So you basically telling me that the therapist who's got their own issues, the therapist got their own issues. You're gonna tell me that the therapist knows better than God. Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me, right? The therapist knows better than God. This is what I've been saying from the beginning of, like, we are dissecting everything that this woman has to say. She was looking for a way out.
As is. And so when that happened, or what I mean by pro-marriage is that there is people in my life that person. So my thought process, based upon the clip that I shared on my own page, was he had people in his life that would advocate for her. He wanted his wife to have people that would advocate for him in those moments. And so it wasn't necessarily somebody that was pro-marriage as much as it was giving a different perspective on that person that would be fair to that person in that moment. So it could be like it might be, let's say my best friend, my homegirl, she might be pro-marriage, but she's pro-me. She gonna advocate for me on that phone. I'm talking about somebody that maybe it's his sister. Maybe it's his mom. Maybe it's somebody that can, maybe not the mom. I wouldn't do the mom, but like somebody else in his life that could advocate and speak to him that he has designated, because that's what this guy did. He had designated certain people that when she's that upset and she needs an ear, she's not just talking to friends, her own friends who are going to advocate for her, but more or less somebody that's going to advocate for him in those moments and be able to be a voice of reason for him when she's not hearing him. That's what he was asked. That's what he was saying. And that's what I think that I didn't have. I had people that were in my life that were advocating for me. And that's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
It just was at the time being so hurt, so emotional, just being in my feelings, making a move. I didn't necessarily have that, nor did I make space for that. And so
She's saying all this stuff after the fact. Nor did I make space for that. She said all that to say, yeah, all that, yeah, have somebody be an advocate. She always trying to pass the blame to somebody else. That's the problem I have with this chick. Like, she is not solely taking accountability for what she did. She's always trying to pass the buck. And then she said all that and then to say, yeah, I didn't make space for that. So you're basically teaching us something that you didn't do or didn't make space for?
So I would say to a woman that's highly upset, that's highly
Nah, don't
emotional,
say
it's
nothing,
like,
no
you know what, I'm
woman.
done. I'm about to call the da, da, da. He did this, he did that again, blah, blah, blah. You go. No, you're actually not ready to do this.
Mm.
You being at
Bruh,
this
you
space of
had the
emotional
chance to do this
intoxication, you're
shit.
making a life-changing decision. You have absolutely no idea what you're about to walk into. So you should actually sit down, chill out, relax, call somebody that, watch one of your favorite shows, walk around, do something different, and then come to a place or call somebody. I know in my own life and in the women that I've worked with for a very long time, they know that they can reach out to me like, sis, my husband's doing X, Y,
Yo,
and Z.
that's sis
Can I
bullshit.
reach out to you? And they'll reach out to me and we'll sit on the phone. I'll be like, no, you're wrong. Are you ready to hear this? You're wrong. You actually should be doing this. You actually should. And they've grown to trust me because they know that
Trust
ultimately,
you?
I'm gonna say when somebody is wrong, but I'm gonna give you a perspective that is not going to break the.
Bruh, everything this lady says is just bullshit. She couldn't live up to it. But now she's gonna say, I'm gonna advise women to do what I did, what I wasn't able to do when the rubber hit the road. Make it make sense. Because she got a little YouTube channel, now she wants to start advising women. You divorced your husband. What are you gonna advise women about? How to divorce your husband the right way? What are you talking about?
I am experiencing a broken family. I'm experiencing what that's like.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes in our culture, we don't allow space for, like, it's like we want to be able to be strong and have these, we think being strong is angry and taking control.
Hey guys, it's Toby Mathis here, and question I get all the time is
Over the situation. Like, that's not
I
strength.
think I logged in from my
Yeah.
non-premium account.
That's not.
So,
So-
Yeah, so sorry.
Okay, so this is the thing. So because you talked about people don't detail, or maybe they don't give you the counsel you need, preparing you for what you're about to walk into.
Right.
So I really want to find out, like, what do you
Bruh,
actually walk into? So at
that's
the point of
bullshit.
you following.
That's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why that's bullshit. Women always like to put accountability on somebody else. That's like a woman. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why this is bullshit. Before a woman buys a car, if she's got kids, trust me, she's gonna do all kinds of inspections. She's gonna go over the certification. She's gonna look at the blue book value. She's gonna see how that car drives. She's gonna look at the videos on the performance. She's gonna do all that. But now she wants to say on the most important decision she's ever gonna make that she needed more counseling. When apparently she goes to church, but that wasn't enough. That that's the thing that kills me about these women. The Bible is never enough. The Bible is never enough. They always need man's input. The Bible is just never enough for these women. It just ain't.
On the divorce, right? You got the wife um and the husband. You got these two sides now on
Right.
opposite sides. So like what actually happens at the point you file for divorce? Like what happens with you, family? What happens with friends? Like how are all the pieces laid out?
Oh goodness. It's
Oh, go ahead.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead. So you typically in a situation then file for a divorce. And so at that point, you either retain an attorney, you fill out the paperwork yourself. People can do it themselves.
That's bullshit.
Once you get lawyers involved,
That's bullshit. I'm gonna tell y'all why that's bullshit. That's bullshit. No, if you're divorced to do, you don't need attorneys. Who told you that? You don't need no attorney. If you file for divorce, you don't need no attorney. No, you do not need attorney. Not at all. You and him can come to an agreement. All right, this is just a written agreement. Who's going to take care of the baby? What days? How much you're going to contribute to the child? That's it. You do not need an attorney. Why did she feel like she needed to hire an attorney to break up the prenup? Somebody tell me. Why was $30,000 a year that he was giving you not enough? Even though he begged you, he tried to save the marriage. Why was that not enough? Why was $30,000 not enough? Why did you feel like you needed to hire an attorney? Tell me why. Why did you feel like you needed to hire an attorney? She over there talking about, yeah, when you divorce, first thing is you file. Second thing is you hire an attorney. That's bullshit. No, you ain't gotta hire no attorney. No, you don't. Just a written agreement between both adults. That's all that's needed. You can notarize it. Agreement with both of y'all. Who handles the passports? Who does that? Written agreement done. You go your way. I go my way. This and that. We've already done everything. But no. Why did you feel the need to hire an attorney? She needs to let me know.
I'll be honest. And I mean, I love my, I don't want to shade anybody or whatever, but lawyers, court systems win in this. No, families don't win in divorce.
No shit.
I've heard that before.
No shit. We know this.
They win. We families don't win. You don't win when a family is broken apart. I think Jay-Z said this. He's like, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. It's not a situation where somebody is a winner. But you basically when you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist that was speaking to both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And, I didn't even realize, I don't think I even realized how ugly it would get. Yeah.
Guys, let me tell you how full of shit this lady is. This is how full of shit this lady is, right? She just said, and guys, we're analyzing every word that this woman said, because she is the blueprint to what's going on in the Western society right now. Check this out. She just gave advice like 3 minutes ago that anybody that's going through a divorce should, number one, file, if this is a woman, number one, file, and then hire an attorney. I said that was bullshit. And now she's saying that's not a good thing. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. She literally just gave advice to women to do what she just now said is not a good thing. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense. This shit don't make no sense. See, with this video, right, a lot of people won't really go into detail like I'm doing. Like I'm really interrupting what she's saying because I want to break down every sentence, basically, of everything she's saying. I want us to analyze everything, critique it, to see how everything she's saying makes no sense whatsoever. No sense.
And like I said, if I could walk back in time.
Yeah,
sometimes I battle with myself and all that, but at that time, I thought I was always going for the best for me. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know how ugly it could get, and I know a lot.
Bruh, do y'all notice? Have y'all gotten the point now? Have y'all gotten the point? Have y'all gotten the reason why this woman is pissing me off so much? She is failing to accept full responsibility for everything that she did. She keeps trying to pass the buck to somebody else. That's what's really pissing me off about this chick. She keep passing on the buck. Had I known, had I had good counseling, I wouldn't have done it. If I could go back in time. All we want to hear from your mouth is, I filed for divorce. I shouldn't have done it. It was a very stupid decision. There's nothing that this man did to warrant divorce, and I'm sorry. That's all we want to hear. But no, she got to say, she got to do the most. She got to do the most.
A lot of women, we make that decision and we're so hurt and angry. And then 5-6 months later, you're not that angry anymore. Still have these feelings for him.
Now you care about him.
Had time has passed and I'm not in his face every day. I've now had the space to like forgive and open myself up to that. But now you've made an irreparable hole.
Yeah.
Because you
Don't say you. No, what you mean you? No. Say I made a bad decision, an irreparable hole. Say I did it. No, don't be trying to say you, make us confused. No, I did that. What's this you shit? I did that. All you had to do was just like what Michelle Obama said. This is what Michelle Obama said. She said, women are so quick to throw in the towel today. They're so quick to throw in the towel. Once they have secured that bag, man, they are quick to turn in that towel. Because women are lazy. Women of today, they're lazy. They're lazy. And you know another thing that's ruining marriages? Social media. This is something that our fathers and our mothers did not have to go through. And I bet you if they had to go through it, it would have been just as bad. Social media has killed so many marriages. So many marriages because you give people access to you that they otherwise would never have access to you. Social media has destroyed a lot of marriages. A lot of marriages that did not need to be destroyed. You got these 4 or 5 out of 10 women thinking like they 8s and 9s. Why? Because a lot of dudes be DMing them. All they gotta do is just post like a little sexy lingerie picture or whatnot. Watch the DMs come. So a woman in her mindset, she's been gaslit so much from all these social media attention and all that she can never be satisfied with one man. Because if she's with one man and he starts to mess up, right? But she's got like 20, 30, 40, 50 DM from all these randos who may be better looking than the man that she has, who may have a little bit more money than this man. She like, bruh, I could go get me another dude right now. No problem. That's what she did. That's what this chick did. She thought the grass was greener somewhere else because now she had attained celebrity status.
you didn't have the ability to step back and understand that if I'm this hurt and I'm crying, I'm this upset and this at this high level of emotionality, this is not me being done with the relationship. This is me still in the relationship, needing to work this out with this person.
Yeah.
Because I like instead of
bro, all this third person stuff that she be talking, it's starting to piss me off. She keep talking about you did no. I did it. Say the right word. I did it. All this you stuff. Don't be trying to use somebody else as an example when you're trying to explain yourself. No, I did it. I did it. Say the word I. She ain't said it once. I did it. You know the kind of women I respect the most? These are the kind of women that I respect the most. And these are gangster women. These are the women I respect the most. I respect the woman that says, you know what? It's just not working out. I don't want nothing from you. I'll take care of the child myself. If you want to contribute, that's cool. But I don't want a damn thing from you. Now that's gangster. Oh, nigga, you did something to this one. You did something to this one. If you can say all that, you did something. She, I don't know what it was, but you did something. When a woman does not want to have nothing to do with you, especially if you got money, oh no, you did something. Now I respect a woman like that, but nah, they gotta keep not these women. They gotta put their claws in you. They gotta put their claws in you on the way out.
saying, well, this person hurt me so bad, so I just got to go. Like
Hurt me.
that's inaccurate.
So no. So this is good counsel. You're pretty much saying, hey,
No, it ain't. This ain't
before you
good
make a
counsel.
decision, insulate yourself with a community that's going to give you a balanced perspective.
A balanced perspective.
That's
correct.
going to be advocate of your own self-care,
Sure.
as well as that can speak for your partner
Yes.
in a healthy way.
Yes.
And also make sure you're in a stable emotional state where you're not at a high erratic place of emotion
Yeah.
when you're making a life family altering decision.
I'm telling you, that is the biggest mistake. That's the biggest regret I currently have.
And you given a distinction that when you contact the attorney, that's pretty much when it all truly starts.
It's war. Like
Okay.
Ain't nothing
it
funny about
becomes,
this shit.
even if you don't, I mean, of course, there's obviously people that walk out and it's not.
Guys, you know how you know what another thing that really pissed me off about this shit, and Tyrese said it. As soon as they separated, she was already dating another celebrity. She was already dating another celebrity. So all this stuff that she's trying to talk now in hindsight, bruh, listen, all this hindsight stuff, forget all that. This is a divorce. That is a conscious decision. No emotion needed. That was a conscious, you picked up the phone. You called the attorney. You did that. You did that. Ain't nobody else do that. No, bro. You did that. Don't play with me. That was a conscious decision. You did all the calculations. You knew all the ramifications. You knew that. And you still chose to do it anyway.
It doesn't have to be that. But if in my situation, you've got now you've got two attorneys speaking on behalf and trying to advocate and win a case and going as far as they can go to win the case, to, like, I mean, do their job essentially.
To win.
Mm.
To win. I mean, that's
what
the
it's
point.
about.
It's they're winning, we're losing, both of
Yeah.
us, but they're winning. And so it becomes like that. And when you get the lawyers involved, it gets ugly. And a lot of women are very cavalier about this. And this is like a passionate one. Y'all know
You
I'm
a
like,
cavalier. Fuck you mean? There
mixed.
she go again.
I am mixed with white.
There she go again. This is what I hate about this shit. She never says I was cavalier. She never says I did that. She say you. A lot of women. No, you did that. You did that. I want y'all to, this is, guys, we are analyzing every sentence that this woman says out of her mouth. Every sentence. She keeps using third person. She keeps using third people when she's trying to describe herself. A lot of people, no, you did that. A lot of women, no, you did that.
Black and Hispanic. So there's a lot going on. But the Caribbean and Hispanic side of me is passionate. I use my hands. I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna do a lot of different things. I am. But like, I get very passionate about this. A lot of women
You
want
heard
to
that?
get married to get married.
Jumping
Has
up and
absolutely
down
no
with the hands.
understanding of the responsibilities and the
And she
commitment
got a
and what
fiery
you're saying
temper.
on the other side of I do.
Mm.
And a lot of times, even myself in my life, I've used my emotionality to protect me, like my anger to protect me, my ability to run away to protect me. But when it comes to a marriage, we have to get a better understanding and a honing of those skills before you decide to say you want to get married.
She over here
If
talking
you've
like she
always
like,
been
like
a
she's
runner
saying something.
and you
She over
say,
here talking like
"Oh,
like she over there. She over here talking like she's saying something. Like we don't know. She's saying like she saying something groundbreaking. Like we don't know that. She over there saying some shit like we don't know. But we know. Believe me, we know. It's annoying. She just saying something like she making some sense. You ain't making no sense, baby. We know this. When it was time for you to drink your own medicine, what did you do? You refuse to take it. But now you want to open up a little YouTube channel. You want to ask for people to pay you to give them advice that you refuse to take. How that work? Samantha Lee. How that work?
I'm about to get married to this dude, you know? Oh, and we about
Right.
to do this thing. You need to work on your little running issue because that marriage is going to trigger running issue.
Bruh, why does she keep using third party when she's describing herself? Are y'all picking up on this? Or is it just me? When she's talking about herself, she'll say you. No, I need to do that. Why can't she just say that? What is this you shit? There she goes again, trying to give people advice that she couldn't take.
On you.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to now deal with that trigger in a very real way. And if you haven't worked on that,
there we go. You
end up
again.
running.
Now, Sam, let me
Yeah,
ask you this,
do it
because I think a
again.
big reason that a lot of people, well, me just communicating personally as well as the chat, they feel like they leave their marriage when they're at this place of almost like helplessness and loneliness, where they feel like the other person isn't working as hard as them
Yes.
to fix the marriage.
Yes.
And
yes.
you
What
just
you
feel
mean,
like
yes?
you're kind of working alone,
Yes.
and it's a one-sided relationship at some point.
Here,
Did you
this
feel
bum ass dude.
like
Here, this bum ass dude. Here he go calling to her. This little bum ass, bald headed ass. Here he go leading again. A lot. What do you mean a lot? What's a lot? Where's the statistics for that? The number one reason for divorce is irreconcilable differences. What you mean? Most marriages are not irreconcilable. Period. Helpless. What you mean helpless? Helpless, bruh. Here he go leading her little bald headed ass.
is that what was actually happening at that point? Did you feel like your partner was not necessarily working as hard as you to get the relationship to where it needed to be healthy? Was that a reality that you had in your relationship?
Bald headed ass asking her some dumbass questions.
There's one simple vision hack anyone can use to improve vision. So you can say goodbye.
To be fair to him.
There she goes. She about to
Because
laugh.
I want to be fair. I'm gonna speak to him lovingly. I think that he was doing what he felt like was his best.
Okay.
Bruh.
I think what I was asking, what I needed, were things that I don't know if it wasn't when I left, I wanted certain things. And he
Bruh, hold hold on for a second. The fuck you mean you wanted some certain things? What do you mean you wanted certain things like you got rights over here? I'm just putting myself in Tyrese's shoes. Hold up. I took this chick from nowhere. And she got demands because she signed a piece of fucking paper? Talking about I wanted certain things. What certain things did he not give you? Certain things. He gave you a mansion, exposed you to celebrities. He put you on a platform that's now making you over $100,000, over $150,000. You want a certain thing. And notice she real coy about what the hell happened. Certain things. And Tyrese already exposed her as that she was trying to come back after she had been dating other dudes, sleeping around. Oh, you can't take a woman back after that. Shit, no. She wanted him to divorce his now girlfriend. That's what she said she needed. You must be crazy, bro.
Decided that he did not want to do those things.
Hell no.
Okay.
And I felt like at that point, if you're wanting certain things for me and sacrifices for me, and then when I ask or finally ask for something and you're like, no, well, then at that point,
you had already filed for divorce. All the stuff you saying was after you had filed for divorce, after you had hired an attorney. All this stuff did not happen before you decided to file for divorce and hire an attorney. This happened after. After you started dating. After you broke his heart. After you cleared his house out. After you took his kids away from him. His beautiful daughter. After you took her away from him. And now you're going to talk after you open up your leg to another dude. He ain't taking your ass back. The Bible says not to. You mean what you mean? What are you doing?
you know, you're not like really leaving room for me to, do something else. It's like, nah,
Yeah, you had
ain't gonna do what
already
you want.
filed for divorce.
So it was like, okay, well, what do I do? I either change my perception.
Do y'all see how this lady is constantly not taking accountability for anything? First, it was the people that made me do it. Then it was her emotions. Then it was the lawyers. Then he didn't give me any chance. He didn't give me any options. That's 4 people. That's 4 people she done blamed for the divorce. For the divorce. Now, one time, and she said it was my fault. Not one time. Kryptonite for women is accountability. I try to tell you. They always try to push blame. Always. Eve, why did you eat the fruit? The serpent let me do it. But you had my orders. Why'd you do it? The serpent made me do it. No, you had my orders. Why'd you do it? The serpent made me do it. The serpent made me do it. What do you mean the serpent made? I told you not to do it. So why'd you do it? So you took his word over my word. That what you telling me?
Of it. And if I've changed in my perception and done as much as I can to my perception of what's going on, And then, or there's three ways the situation changes. So let me just say that, like in relational theory, there's a three model, triangular model situation, you person that you're in a relationship with. Either you changed, relationship changed, person changes. Only three ways that a relationship can change. So if I've changed and changed and changed and changed, and I can't control another person, so I keep trying to change my perception or change my behavior or change something about me so I can receive this other person. If I should.
Did y'all catch that? Did y'all catch what she just said? Y'all didn't catch what she just said. Okay, I'm gonna remind this joint. Hold up.
And then, or there's three ways the situation changes. So let me just say that, like in relational theory, there's a three model, triangular model, situation, you and the person that you're in a relationship with. Either you changed, relationship changes, or the other person changes. Only three ways that a relationship can change. So if I've changed and changed and changed and changed, and I can't control another person, so I keep trying to change my perception or change my behavior or change something about me so I can receive this other person. If I
Y'all catch that? She keeps trying to change something about her. She keeps trying to change something about her. And that's something that she's trying to change, or that she's still trying to change it because she ain't never going to change it. She said it. I'm half American, I'm half Spanish. Is that fiery temper, just like Jesus' ex-wife. They all got it. That's really what she was trying to change to no avail. It wasn't about Tyrese. It wasn't about that. I don't care if she goes to 10 different dudes. As long as she has that temper, she is never gonna change. It's never gonna work out for her. As long as she has that fiery temper and all that mouth and all that hand things she was saying, bruh, it's not gonna change. Her situation is never gonna change. She's gonna bounce from one dude to another dude to another dude. And this girl is 33 years old. 40 is around the corner, baby. You are not a spring chicken. By the time this chick hits about 37, she's gonna gain about 15 pounds. Guess what? Men are gonna start looking at you like, you the chick that divorced Tyrese? There is a 21 or 22-year-old version of you. Why I gotta dealing with you? For what? For what? It was her temper. That's what she was trying to change. It wasn't Tyrese. If you got a bad temper, my God, it's gonna be, bro. It's just gonna be, it's gonna be bad. Because a woman that has a temper is going to bring things out of a man that he's gonna, bro. Dude, if this is a dude, if this is a real dude, he's like, who are you talking to like that? Then comes the arguing and all that. It's never gonna stop because you haven't dealt with your temper with your mouth.
if I've come to a place where I've exhausted all that I can do to make this situation occur, the other option I have is for the relationship to change.
Nah.
Because that person has decided not to.
Now here's a fair. Do you feel like you did exhaust?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even in the current day, because now I feel like you're a different woman now today.
I am.
Bruh, she just said she would not have listened to the lawyer. But she's now saying that she exhausted everything. Make it make sense. You exhausted everything, but you didn't read the Bible, though, did you? Well, yeah, you claim that you claim you exhausted everything. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't exhaust everything. No, you didn't. What do they say in the Bible? Love is what? Patient. Love is what? Kind. Love is forgiving. You didn't exhaust everything. She didn't. Do you realize how patient God is with us? Do y'all actually realize that? How patient God is with us on a daily basis? Do y'all realize that? Let me tell you how patient God is with us. Let me tell y'all real quick. Do y'all realize that there was a time in history before Christ that for 400 years there were some nations that would sacrifice their kids in the fire to worship some other God. Now that's a patient love. Because if God wasn't patient right then and then, he would have stopped all that. But way he gave so much time for us to change. Not us, but that nation. He's doing it now. He's doing it now. Just look at what's going on around the world. Women deleting their babies in their womb. People shooting each other, killing them. He's patient now. You go sleep with that woman, with that married woman, you go sleep with her. You go sleep with that young ass girl. You're not married to her. And then you go home and you go to bed and you just fall asleep in your bed, your AC under the covers. You know, the whole time you're sleeping, God is just looking at you and like, if this dude only knew, all he has to do is just this. That's your ass. That's all. That's literally all God has to do, just like that. That's literally all he has to do, literally, to mess you up, to kill you in your sin. And she got the nerve to say she had exhausted everything when she has said it repeatedly that she is not, she is far from perfect. Far from perfect. It'd be one thing if you were God, completely righteous, and those other people were doing stuff that was wrong. But no, you also were doing stuff wrong, man. And you chose not to be patient, even though he chose to be perfect. I mean, chose to be patient. So it's okay for you not to be patient. But when he's patient, you condemn him. And these be the same, that she be the same one talking about, she believes in God and all that. Do you know how patient God has been with this woman? Her whole 33 years on this earth? He is patient with you every day. He has been patient with you, Samantha Lee. And you chose not to be patient with your husband, who provided you with everything, with a lifestyle that you could not have ever imagined. He gave you that. But yet you chose to be impatient with him. The nerve of these women. The nerve. The gall. Just the gall of these women. Just the audacity. Who the hell do you think you are that you can't be patient with somebody? Who the hell do you think you are? Who are you that somebody pissed you off? Who do you think you are?
Like even if in today's version of exhausting all of your resources,
Yeah.
do you still think it's the same? Like do you, to the standard that you have today of evolving and changing who you are? Because I think that's another thing too, right? Like I think at different parts of our life, we just have different tolerance levels. We have different skill sets. We just know more. Knowing what you know today, do you still think and hold yourself to the standard that you've exhausted all that you possibly could have?
I'm gonna think about this deeply too. I want you
I would
to have
like you
like
to.
a real answer for me, and not a.
Let me tell you why the law of attraction does not work for most people. Now, to manifest anything, you must ask.
I think I could have waited longer.
Bruh.
I openly say that. I openly say that I could have.
She literally just said she exhausted everything. Here she go again, changing her damn mind. She just said, I just 3 minutes ago, I exhausted everything. Here she go again, changing her mind. You can't make this stuff up, guys. And this is who y'all want, bruh. This is what's out here, guys. This is what's out here. Women that just change their mind on a whim.
Have waited. I could have been a little bit more patient with that. Like I had my what I said, I could have waited, right? I could have taken a pause and given it time, and maybe he was reacting to what I was saying and he was upset with what I was.
That's what I just said.
You know, he's an
When you got
emotional,
that mouth, he's gonna
person
react.
as well. You know, we're both feeling very strongly about each other and feeling very strongly about what we wanted. And to be fair, I can see in that moment him being upset and saying no and not really meaning that, right? Like maybe it was just like I'm just like you highly upset you made a decision. I'm highly upset I made a decision or I said something, but right?
Just a reaction.
Right, as a reaction. So I could have been open and more patient to that. But do I think that as far as what efforts I put in to make it work, did I do as much as I possibly could? Absolutely. I could have been more patient. That didn't require me doing, but being. And so like I could have stayed present and been a little bit more patient. You know, that's something I could have done. I could have been more patient with him.
Do y'all realize that a marriage is all about patience and forgiveness? The two things she lacks: patience, forgiveness. Too many things are going to happen in the marriage, guys. Way too. It's going to be too many things that happens in the marriage. Too many things. Too many things are going to happen in a marriage where you ain't got no choice but to forgive, because it's going to happen to you and it's going to happen to your spouse. They're going to do something to piss you off. He's going to do something to piss you off. What you going to do? Every time he pisses you off, you're just going to just write a journal and say, okay, he did this day. He did this day. That is a marriage. Marriage is all about patience. If you know you're not a patient person, if you know you got a temper, why the hell are you getting married? It makes no goddamn sense whatsoever.
With his process, yeah.
Sam, I'm gonna be honest with you.
What?
That was some. Listen, you keeping it real tonight.
I am.
I'm not gonna lie because
There he go.
That's
There he go. There go this little bald-headed ass dude, man. There he go, trying to appease this woman. asking all these soft ass questions. He just wasting all kinds of time. If it was me, bruh, my first question is, what the hell did he do? We gonna answer that first. We need to answer that first. What did he do to warrant divorce? I need to know. That's the way I would have carried it. But here, this bald-headed ass dude trying to make her feel comfortable. This ain't no comfort. I'm gonna ask you some serious ass questions. Period.
It's a real statement. Like I love
Bald-headed ass.
I
Real
love your
statement in my
objectivity
head.
tonight because I think women need to hear this. Because I'm gonna be honest, we've had guys, we have had shows with just guys, we've had shows with just ladies,
Yeah.
we've had shows with one guy, multiple guys, one lady, multiple ladies. And I'm gonna be honest, and y'all can go back and watch our content. In my opinion, I feel like you typically hear most of the accountability from the men. Like men typically in general take accountability if the marriage went bad, the things that they messed up on. It's a lot less victimhood in the conversation. Well, I typically don't get that as often when I hear the lady speak. But when I'm hearing you speak tonight, I am hearing this level of objectivity that I don't necessarily hear from ladies, which I
She ain't
appreciate.
said one
And I can tell
goddamn
your
thing that
answers are
made any
thoughtful.
goddamn sense.
And I think what you're saying is real
Yeah.
because
No, it
when
ain't.
you think about, even when you're saying that somebody needs to be at a level place of emotion when going through divorce, that's not even common. I literally had a close friend of mine go,
Bruh. Everybody got 20/20 vision after the fact. It's what you do when the stuff that's happened live down. That's what counts. Anybody got 20/20 vision. Everybody got 20/20 vision after the fact. Maybe I should have. I could have. Yeah. You didn't. But you didn't. So all the stuff that this little dude talking about, bruh, I ain't with it. She ain't made no sense.
go through a divorce.
Mhm.
And I remember me and Ryan went out to a function. This is before it all went down. We saw him and his wife at the function. His wife was sitting alone.
In the court of law.
Yeah.
So it's certain things and in certain ways you have to paint a picture to actually get what you want.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And sometimes it's even, a lot of people are doing it to get seen because it's very divorce is you would like when you get involved in a divorce situation, it's never fast. It's slow unless you guys are both on the same page. It's not a contested situation. It's uncontested. You guys are in agreement with certain things like, that's a best case scenario where you
Yeah.
you already come up with an agreement, you sign paperwork, and you're able to move on. But if it's contested, it's never a fast process.
It doesn't need to be
It's very,
contested.
very slow. And so there's people that you will write different things in order to be seen, in order to get in front of a judge, to get it to a place of resolve, or to get it to a place so that it's over. There's people that will do that, or lawyers that will do that, or whatever. It's such a complex and can be a convoluted process. And there's so many
The only thing that made this thing complicated was the child support. Oh, she was gonna fight tooth and nail for that. She was gonna fight tooth and nail for that. There wasn't gonna be no handshake agreement. There wasn't gonna be no agreement between both parties. All right, this is what. Nope. She wanted everything she could get because he had an ironclad prenup.
different nuances to it. But ultimately, when you involve lawyers in and you start, they're exchanging words, you're getting mad at what they're saying, they're getting mad at what you're saying. It gets uglier. It gets ugly. It's almost like you have somebody that's, can you believe what they just said? Like you're like, what? I can't believe.
Hey, Dr. Drew.
My wife Susan here. We want to show you something. You've probably seen this guy.
All this stuff. How could they want? You know, you just
Apologies, guys. I
it's
must have signed in through my other account.
it's like an instigation of pre-existing issues and just on the highest of levels.
Yeah.
And it's like a slow burn. And so there's a lot of different reasons why they put different wording outside of just winning. It's about being seen and getting it over with. Because some people just want to get it over with. And I totally understand that. You don't want to be sitting in a process for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years.
It could have been over.
You want to, if you've made that decision, you want to kind of move on and move through it. But so there's different reasons why people do that.
Okay, can we close out that poll right there?
Yeah.
And before we move on to the next thing, I want to see what the people are. Where we at with the percentages
So
there?
check this out, guys. Are you considering going through or have experienced a divorce? We got over 200.
She's
Yeah.
she's never really seen in her memory and being able to speak and walk and talk and like cognitively her processing. She doesn't. I don't think we've been more apart than we've been together in her life. She's 5 now.
Yeah.
So I don't think she has any like recollection of like us together. I would say that it's affected me.
And she has a child. What is her posture in the dating world? Does she feel like, is it easy for her to date? Being that she is divorced and a single mom now, or how does that work? Being that she's after the divorce process.
That's a good question. I'm curious, real quick, just for some context. How long you been divorced, by the way?
Goodness.
About 7 years now.
Oh, you've been.
Oh wait, we were talking to you.
Anastasia, not you, Anastasia. But context as well.
And it was not a quick situation. So, it was a long, very long process.
How does dating look like?
You know what? I like dating. Dating has been fun. Dating has been.
Y'all hear what she just said? Dating has been fun. I like it. This is not a woman that has any kind of remorse. She's not sorry. It's fun. She secured a bag from Tyrese. Now she's back out there in the streets. That's what she wanted. It's fun. It's not a woman that has any kind of remorse. She doesn't need to have remorse. It's fun. Y'all heard what she said. It's fun. I like it.
Interesting. I've learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about other people. I've enjoyed dating. What I will say is that with a child, absolutely ups the ante, makes me extremely picky. So pickier than I was even prior to getting married. Extremely picky. And I'm very big on leaning in, or I've learned to lean in on my discernment. When it comes to the people that come into my life, I literally getting on a call with somebody and feeling like my spirit, like literally praying.
You know what I hate about women like this? Women like this always depend on their discernment. How can a woman ever trust her own discernment when she just admitted that she's highly emotional? And she regrets the divorce. How could she possibly say, you know what, I trust my own discernment? And if she wants to bring in God, she prays before a phone call. Like God got anything to do with this. Like God's got anything to do with this. Who's calling, whether or not you should pick up. Like God's got anything to do with this.
And before the call, and be like, okay, God, let me know. If it's even something I need to be even going out to or doing,
Okay, so now God's going to do what now? So you make your little prayer when the phone's ringing. You say your little prayer. So what? God is just gonna do what? He's gonna come down and say, "Oh yeah, you need to pick up that phone," or "No, don't pick up that phone." How the hell does she? How the hell does she hear from God? How? God. That's the thing that pisses me off about people. You know why I hate people that quote God? Because you can't really put ain't no proof. Ain't no wrapping your hands around it.
No. And I will say no. Like I'm good with cooking at home, watching my shows and doing my thing. Like I'm good with that. So I would say is it fun? Yes, I've enjoyed the dating process. I've learned a lot about myself in the dating process. You know, I did date somebody seriously
I mean, she was
after situation after my last situation, my marriage ending. And that was an interesting process as well. But I would say
So what happened to that one?
it's a process. What I will say, sorry y'all, I'm long-winded. Is that I think when you start dating after a divorce, you date with the intention of like making it work because you've been trying to make something work. That's what you're accustomed to. You're accustomed to trying to make something,
Guys, this lady is so screwed up. She's so messed up. I think we should just end it here. Like, at this point, I think we've heard enough. I honestly think we've heard enough. We've heard enough from this woman. Like, she's all over the place. She done brought in God. She's not taking accountability. She has said with her own mouth that dating is fun. She enjoyed dating. She has shown no remorse whatsoever. Nothing. She has lied and lied. She said that she's counseling women and she's counseling women on medicine that she wasn't able to take herself. Right? So this is why I'm posting this video to show you guys how a woman can switch on you in a heartbeat. And to also show you that your money is not your savior with these women. It just makes you a bigger target. Okay? So until next time, guys, right? Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you don't mind, right? And share this as well. And help me grow a little bit, help your boy out a little bit, right? But until next time, we'll talk soon. Peace.